Hi my lovely ones. So today I'm going to be doing a sort of different video, as you can tell by the title. It is going to be a Michael Jackson trivia video. So yay for the Michael Jackson content. Basically, I know you guys have been requesting more Michael Jackson videos and I was just like at such a loss for what I could do. I don't really want to do repetitive videos, and I know there are some reviews that I can potentially do in the future, but like I said, I would have to reread those. I think most of them are for books that you guys wanted to see, and I would definitely have to refresh my memory with those books because, I mean, I may know the key points, but I don't remember the entirety of the book, and I would like to do like a thorough review if I am going to do that, so that would definitely have to be like a future endeavor. But I wanted to do something right now because I know a lot of you guys have been waiting patiently for me to do a Michael Jackson video or a video in general. So I did do a couple videos last week, one being a room tour, so if you would like you can go check those out. But I'm going to get right into this video just because there are 100 facts that I want to get through, and I did read through a few of them. I read, I think, 15 of them, and so what we're going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be debunking these, and giving my commentary on it, whether I knew about this fact or not. So out of the 15 that I read, there were about like 3, 4 that I didn't know. So this is a great way to learn new things about Michael Jackson just when you thought there was nothing more to know about the man. This is a really good way to get to know a little bit more fun facts about him. And I'll just mention really briefly, my boyfriend was nice enough to lend me his Handycam camera. So we'll see how the quality looks in this video. I also will be uploading an outfit of the day in case you're wondering where I got some of the things that I'm wearing today. So okay, let's get into this. Number 1, Michael Jackson's favorite animated character was Pinocchio, and I honestly can't say that I knew that. I know that he loves Disney, but I just, for some reason, thought maybe like out of the animated characters, like, this is not a Disney one, but I thought he would like E.T. the best. Number 2, when he was a child, his favorite books included Rip Van Winkle and The Old Man and the Sea. And I've never read any of those books, so, I mean, I didn't know that fact either. And I guess it would be interesting to read them, even though they're probably children's books. But then there would be probably good stories to read to your kid, if you have one, or when you do have them. Number 3, Michael Jackson was very ticklish, and I knew this fact because of the outtakes video that he did with John Landis, and John Landis was tickling his foot. I believe it was like behind the scenes of Thriller. Number 4, St. Vincent, an island in the Caribbean, once issued Michael Jackson stamps, and I had heard that before. So like how you would have Queen Elizabeth on like a British or Canadian stamp, or you have like different like popular figures or political figures on stamps. He was on the stamps in St. Vincent. Number 5, the singer once owned a boa constrictor named Muscles, and I knew this, and I think that's what sparked my love for snakes. I used to have 3 baby ball pythons, and like they were my brothers mainly, but their names were Eden, Adam, and Eve. And my boyfriend, we just got him a snake recently. His name is Hanger, and he is a Colombian boa. And so yeah, I like snakes, and Michael Jackson wrote a song called Muscles for Diana Ross, fun fact, and it was supposed to be about the snake. Number 6, as a youngster, he used to put spiders in his sister Latoya's bed, and I read this somewhere before. I think it was in one of Latoya's 2 books, or it was Jermaine who said it. I think it was Latoya though, because she said how annoyed it was, like how annoying it was, because she would like go to bed and always wonder if there were spiders in her bed. Number 7, he played the Scarecrow in The Wiz, a movie version of The Wizard of Oz, which I was completely aware of. I first saw that movie when I was really, really young, and some parts I think scared me a lot. I mentioned this in another video, but especially the subway scene. I thought that was like the scariest thing of life. I still get uncomfortable watching that scene. It just, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I think it should be on YouTube if you just look it up. It's just a scene with the puppet man or whatever. But yeah, I like that movie overall, and I like the fact that he was in it, and I like to watch things like again, you know, just to like analyze how their acting is and stuff like that, and he did an amazing job. So yes, I did know that fact. Number 8, he has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, one for himself and one as part of the Jackson 5. And at first I was like, wait, 2 stars? is it because he's like some mega star? But no, I knew that because I knew he was with that group as well and that they had a star. Number 9, Quincy Jones nicknamed him Smelly, a slang term similar to funky. And I knew about this because I heard in the studio that's what they would call him. And I've heard 2 reasons why. One, because the music was funky, but Michael didn't like that word. And the other, because Michael actually, when he was in work mode, he would go days without taking a shower and he would actually become smelly. And I'm not sure where I heard that. I think it was in the Randy Taraborelli book that I have. So yeah, I did know that. Number 10, Jackson described his own voice on early Jackson 5 record as like Minnie Mouse. And I've never heard him say that before, and I haven't noticed that he sounds like Minnie Mouse. I think he was too hard on himself. Number 11, he was a big fan of the Three Stooges, and I read this before. I read it I think it's in his Moonwalker book. So yeah, I knew that, and I really liked the Three Stooges as well. I grew up on them. My brother's favorite show, so we would watch it all the time. And then knowing that now, I feel like I want to go back and watch a few clips. Just like, I like to watch things through the eyes of other people, so I try to like envision myself being Michael and watching that and seeing like what he would find funny. I don't know, I'm weird like that. Number 12, he's an Exeter City fan, and I can't tell you that I know what that even means. Like, I don't know what Exeter City or where Exeter City is. So if you know what that is, comment down below, let me know, or I'd have to go look it up. I'm not sure what that even means. Number 13, he had 2 llamas called Louie and Lola, and I knew that. And I think in one of his interviews he introduced Louie at the beginning. Number 14, Thriller spent 37 weeks at number 1 on the US Billboard chart. I knew that. Number 15, in 1984, he won 8 Grammys, the joint highest amount ever won by one person in a single year. And I knew that, of course. It's like popular knowledge, I think. And no one has beaten that record to date. That's the last fact that I read, so these ones are going to be news to me. I might know some of them and I might not. So, number 16, he gave his first public performance at the age of 5, singing Climb Every Mountain. And I knew that because of the movie The Jacksons, An American Dream. Number 17, he had 8 brothers and sisters, and I know that. And I can name them all pretty much in order. So, it was Reby, Jackie, Jermaine, Latoya, or was it Latoya Jermaine? No, Jermaine, Latoya, Tito, oh god, maybe I can't name them in order, but Tito, Marlon, Randy, Michael, Janet, that's 9. Number 18, his marriage to Lisa Marie Presley lasted only 19 months. I actually didn't know how long their marriage lasted. But that's interesting. Number 19, Jackson paid $47 million for the publishing rights to the Beatles' back catalog in 1985 and sold a share of it to Sony in 1995 for $95 million. That's a lot of money. I didn't know the specific facts, but I know that he bought the catalog. 20, his middle name was Joseph. No, duh. Okay, 21, he was born on August 29th, 1958. Definitely knew that as well. 22, at the Brit Awards in 1996, Pulp frontman Jarvis Cocker took exception to his bombastic performance of Earth's song and ran onto the stage. I don't even know what that said. 23, Jackson was very fond of Mexican food. I had no idea. 24, in 1993, Jackson's dermatologist said he had a rare skin condition called vitiligo, which causes sufferers to lose pigmentation in their skin. And I definitely knew that. That's a very important fact that people always overlook. 25, Thriller is the world's best-selling record of all time, with an estimated 50 million copies sold worldwide. And I knew that as well. So I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I think it'll be pretty long, so I'm going to go up to 50, and then I will do a separate video, part 2, which covers the next 50. So 27, he popularized dance moves, including the robot and the moonwalk, and I knew this, and the key word in this sentence is popularized, because people think that he invented those moves, but in reality, he did not. The moonwalk is like an urban dance that kids were doing way before he started doing it. He just perfected it and made it what it is today. Number 28, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, and I knew that. Number 29, he won 13 Grammy Awards, which is a previous fact as well. 30, Billie Jean was the first video by a black artist to air on MTV, and this is also a very important fact. It is a pivotal time in history because before then, MTV never played any black artists, and he made that a thing. He made that possible and paved the way for so many other black artists to come. So I knew that, and that's very important. Number 31, Jackson owns the rights to the South Carolina state anthem, South Carolina on My Mind. I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that anthem before. I'd have to look it up. 32, he has waxworks in 5 Madame Tussauds museums across the world. Only Elvis Presley and Madonna have more. So that's really interesting. My boyfriend is texting me right now. Number 33, he has sold more than 300 million records worldwide. I didn't know the specific number, but I knew it was a hell of a lot. So that's interesting to know. Number 34, his favorite superhero is Morph from X-Men. And I've never even watched X-Men fully. I've watched like bits and pieces and I know the general plot, but I've never even watched it fully. Okay, number 35, he had a pet ram called Mr. Tibbs. And I think that was mentioned in the Cherubbarelli book as well. Number 36, his total lifetime earnings from music are estimated at $500 million. And I didn't know that. I don't know the specific numbers of like album sales and stuff like that, but that is a hell of a lot of albums. 37, Jackson regularly wore a black armband to remind people of children suffering around the world, and yes, I knew that. 38, the moonwalk was picked up from street dancers. There you go, that's what I mentioned earlier. Like, a lot of people think that he invented the moonwalk, but he actually got it from like urban street dancers, and he said there were kids actually that showed him a lot of those moves. 39, Little Richard wanted to be played by Jackson in a biopic. I didn't know that, but there is a Little Richard biopic, and it's played by, I don't know the actor's name, but he's also in The Temptations, and he does a lot of like older style movies, and he was in one of Madonna's music videos as well, the one Like a Prayer. So if you want to see who I'm talking about, look up Like a Prayer by Madonna. That guy played Little Richard, but I think it would have been interesting to see Michael do it, and I don't know how much justice he would have done, because I know Little Richard was like really out there and really like boisterous and like, I don't know, I guess Michael, he was good at acting, so he could probably take that on. But he was kind of like the opposite of Little Richard, so that would have been interesting to see. Number 40, Jackson had a pet python called Crusher. I think that was the snake that he had when he was younger, if I'm not mistaken. But I guess I didn't know that fact. I don't know. Number 41, in 1984, a French fan committed suicide because he couldn't have surgery to look like Jackson. That's actually pretty sad. I mean, I love Michael, and if I were a man, I still would love Michael, but I don't think I would want to look like him. Michael is one of a kind, and I'm one of a kind, and I have just as nice a face as anyone else in the world, so I would never want to change my face to look like someone, but the fact that someone would commit suicide over that fact is kind of sad. And also, there is an impersonator, Michael Jackson impersonator, on Instagram, and his name is Official Boy, but B-O-J or something like that. And he actually quite resembles Michael, but he did get a lot of surgery to look that way. So it's interesting, but at the same time, like, it's like, you're not really an original. So yeah, I'm not calling him unoriginal, but it's just, I think he knows that as well. He's also admitted to having all of these surgeries, so that's interesting. Number 42, the video for Scream was the most expensive ever at £3.8 million. So if you want to translate that to American money, that's going to be like double. So like probably $7 million or something. That's a lot of money, and I didn't know how much they spent on that video, but I can kind of see why, because it's so futuristic in that video, so it probably took a lot of money to do that. And they smashed like a very expensive guitar, stuff like that in that video, so yeah. Number 43, a library once accused the singer of owing $1 million in overdue book fines. That one's kind of a believable fact. I mean, Michael, I know he liked to read, and I know he could be kind of like forgetful, and he collected a lot of things, so maybe some of the books got lost. But to have to owe $1 million in overdue book fines, I don't know, maybe that's a stretch. Number 44, Jackson was a vegetarian, and I knew this, except I don't think he was a strict vegetarian. I think at one point he may have been, but he definitely loved his KFC chicken, so there's no way he could have been a like full-on vegetarian all the time. Number 45, he won an MTV Award for Best Movie Song in 1994. It was Will You Be There from the movie Free Willy, and yes, I knew that, and as a kid I loved that movie. Number 46, History was the biggest selling double album ever released in the United States, and I didn't know that. Number 47, Jackson was given a royal title in the Ivory Coast in 1992. I didn't know that either. Number 48, before concerts, he would drink Ricola candy dissolved in hot water. Ooh, that sounds good. I didn't know that, but that sounds good. I like Ricola when you have like a sore throat or just even allergies. I find that that's really helpful. And it has a flavor that it's different from other lozenges just because it's like a herbal candy kind of thing, like a herbal cough drop. So in hot water, I think that would probably taste a lot like a nice tea. That would be a good thing to try. I'm going to try that when I'm going to make like a singing video or something. Number 49, his birthplace, Gary, Indiana, is planning a museum in his honor. Well, I don't know how old this article is, or like this set of questions are, or this trivia article is, but if that's a thing, I would definitely go visit that museum. And number 50, this is the last question that I'm going to do for today, or I keep calling them questions, but they're more like facts. This is the last fact I'm going to read for today, and it says the singer patented a shoe device that allowed dancers to lean forward at gravity-defying angles. And I think we all should know what this is referring to. He used that device in the Smooth Criminal video, and it was kind of like a platform that your shoe would hook onto to allow you to elevate yourself forward and backward again. So I definitely knew that fact, and these are pretty interesting so far. I am going to save the rest for a future video, so maybe sometime next week I will do a part 2 of this video, so you can stay tuned for that. These facts, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye!